Hello and welcome to SlowCraft with Stephen and Tilda.
Yep, sorry, my wee mouse voice.
Yep. SlowCraft number
17?
possibly 17. So lots happening, lots of works in progress, whips, and we wanted to talk about a couple of things, mainly the Stephen's tank top that we've been doing and how that's because it's been very slow for me.
Yeah.
And then you've got some things happening, a knit along,
Yes.
which I thought was very interesting because it's called a KAL,
Yeah, KAL.
knit along, and this is going to be a live streamed thing, a bit like this, but on Zoom for people that sign up to it.
Yeah, and we were actually going to do it together.
Are we?
Yeah, you're going to be the one who's the techie and
Oh, I'm going to be
Control.
I'll be the technical person in the background.
the one who asked all the beginner questions.
And then what was quite exciting as well was we were doing our spring clean for Easter Sunday, and I found my pattern for my tank top. So this is me working out with you, or you and I working out sizes and dimensions, and we're building this tank top by literally draping it on me and measuring,
Yes.
which is kind of fair enough. But there's lots of maths around patterns, isn't there?
Yes, it is pure math.
It is pure math, and I think we're talking about some designers don't actually even do the maths; they just do the design, and then a knitting editor will then work out the dimensions.
Yeah, there will be some knitwear designers who are not hand knitters, and then they get other people to kind of produce the pattern.
Yeah, so let's switch cameras to show the pattern.
Yeah.
If I can remember how to do it. Hey. Right, so we've written out, now this isn't, I mean, we're slightly cheating, it's not entirely my pattern. This is, I think we did a video, a few videos back about going to other patterns to get started.
So actually, yes, initially we were going to do the slightly cheating one, but we ended up actually just ditching that idea and going completely back to basic and do all the maths and measuring.
Yeah, because it was a good learning. So there's the previous videos on, I've called it here the Orry yarn tank top. I think I'll change the name to just Stephen's tank top.
Yeah.
But we had talked in the past about using the ball band to work out how many stitches, and I've got 10 by 10, so using this is super chunky, isn't it?
Yes, it's super chunky.
I don't have a ball band with me.
No, this one is a Retreat super chunky.
This is West Yorkshire Spinners
West Yorkshire Spinners.
Retreat super chunky.
Yeah.
It should actually be like that.
Yeah,
And that's the base. So we've got a knit 2, purl 2 rib.
No, a knit one.
Oh, it's chunky.
One by-
Yeah, I forget
it's
that.
a
Okay.
1 by 1 rib.
It's a 1 by 1 rib, but it looks nice and thick. And then we did, you can see, my wee design was 2 contrasting colours, 2 rows of knit purl, a knit row and a purl row to get that look, which is called what? Stockinette.
Stockinette. Or stockinette or stocking stitch.
Stocking stitch. I think we should do a bit closer. So the stocking stitch, so dark. So knit 1, purl 1 to get a rib.
Yeah.
2 rows of your main colour, which you would call colour A. And then we change this sticks out a wee bit because it's a 2 knit rows
Yes.
to give this bumpy look.
Yeah, just a little bit of texture into it.
And then what we do, we thought we'd radiate. So you can see 2 rows and 2 rows of knit and 1 purl, and then knit row and a purl row, 2 knit rows of your second colour, then 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, then we're just kind of, at that stage, I think we're just kind of plotting in. I think we ended up, we only had the 8, we didn't go 10. But
Oh,
that
did
was
we?
just-
We only did 8, that's right. So let's look at the main one then.
Yeah.
The main that I finished off. And second, the big thing here is that we decided that we would do it in panels. So this is the back panel, and you were showing me this is our lifesaver here, and you were showing me this is a bit difficult to see, but we're shaping it the shoulders, and this is what I knit 2 together.
No, this is your casting off there.
Oh, am I just casting off? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
you were knitting 2 together down here.
Oh, that's right. So we're shaping the armholes. And then what we'll do is we'll join a rib to that as well.
Yeah.
A contrasting rib.
Yeah, so when we've sewn the two pieces together,
Yep.
we will put a rib.
So how did we shape this? I forget what you showed me to do.
Initially we were doing 2 rows of where we were casting off a number of stitches.
Yep.
I hope you've noted down how many. Well, otherwise I can count
Yep.
how many. And then we were doing a couple of decreases. So decreases and casting offs are different because decreases goes in a line. No, sorry, casting off goes in a line. Decreases, you're kind of using knit 2 together.
Yeah, that's the confusion. So so all this is casting off at this. So none of this existed, and we cast off there.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah, you cast off there.
And then I kept knitting rows after rows, but at each of these, how many rows? 3 of them? 2 of them?
I can't remember now. I need to have a wee look. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 decreases in total here.
A decrease being knitting 2 together.
Yeah. Or, yes, these ones are knit 2 together. Over on the other side, it will be a different decrease.
What was the decrease on the other side?
I think you were doing a slip 1, knit 1, pass slip stitch over. It just makes it lean. So this is a left leaning decrease.
Yeah.
This one over here is a right leaning decrease. You can see they're kind of mirroring each other.
I mean, it sounds really complicated.
But it's really straightforward.
No, I remember you showed me and it was easy.
Yeah.
But the terminology is complicated.
Yeah.
And it's because really just you're doing, this is more the purl side because it's just the reverse of that side. Yeah?
No, that you're also, for example here, you're doing all your, no, you were doing decreases on each row. But most of your decreases will be on your right side row. So over here, I think this, I can't remember which was the side where you had to purl 2 together, where it was a little bit difficult. But again, it's
so
when you get the hang of it, it's fairly straightforward. So you've done well with the back, and we were getting the length of the armhole. We weren't quite sure how long to make that, so we were constantly doing measuring on you to see when we were quite happy with the. And
the thing with that is that using chunky means you very quickly get fabric to work with.
It's very good for beginners because you see a result really quickly, and you're getting a little bit of a boost that way. So it boosts you.
Slightly uneven. Look at that. That's interesting.
You know what? It's hand knitted, remember, and also when everything is blocked and things start to even out as well in that stage. So you can't always.
So this is the front.
Yeah.
I'm knitting circular needles, which I actually kind of prefer. These are very nice as well. These are, what are they called?
They are the Knit Pro Symphony.
Knit Pro Symphony with interchangeable cables.
Yeah, these ones are actually Lantern Moon cables. So Lantern Moon is a new needle that's made out of ebony. That's the black ones you bought. But they're made by Knit Pro, so your Knit Pro needles can actually go on the Lantern Moon cables.
Yeah, it's the same parent company.
Yeah.
So this is the front. Now what's going to be interesting is getting the V-neck, and then whether or not I stick with the rib, because it looks fine in the drawing, but then it's quite a lot orange and green. I mean, I think a lot of, you always talk about designing clothes is quite interesting. Not that I'm a designer, but you look at the red jumper, the bright jumper, and you think, oh, that's really cool. Yeah. And actually you don't then wear it because you often want your grey jumper or your black jumper or your blue jumper. Yeah,
it's with colour it's actually less is more often.
Yeah, I think so. It's really hard. And what I'd like to do is this is a training jumper. It's a practice to see how does a jumper work, and I'd like to then do it again. A slipover, sorry. Yeah. A slipover work. How does it work? And what I'd like to do is finer knit next, and we'd look to this, which is the very popular felted tweed, and this thickness is DK.
Yeah, it's a light DK.
It's a light DK. You'd have to use 4mm needles.
You can kind of argue that they might be even down to about what's called the sports weight.
And when we're picking colours, so there's lots of lovely greys, and this is a nice grey. There's different greys in the felted tweed. There's also let's switch back because it's a bit dark. That's here. It's the felted tweed's got a lovely fleck to it, and as such, pairing it with another colour is quite nice. And when we were talking about this, and there was people in the shop, and we were talking about what to go with, everyone was going, well, the green and the blues, and of course most men, and me included, would want to wear a fairly neutral.
Yeah, you're not actually.
But I'm going to do it in this. Yes.
Yeah, you look good. You actually have a pink lamb's wool. I think you've had lamb's wool jumper. You've had it on in some of the SlowCrafts, haven't you? The Jennifer Kent one.
Yeah, I've got a pink Jennifer Kent Shetland, which is machine made, but by Jennifer Kent in her studio.
Yeah.
And it's made top down with no seam.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting here is, so we're just, but my point really was that I totally understand that you would go for the conservative colours.
Yeah.
So I may regret slightly doing the pink, but I wanted to kind of have something stands out. You can then look at all the colour range that felted tweed comes in and decide what you want to do. Yeah. But I think it's taken me so long to do this jumper because I've just not been doing my knitting regularly. You know, so so it's going to be interesting to see how we do it in the felted tweed and the 4mm, because this is what
you're going to. So
these are 10mm. These right, aren't they?
Yeah. Generally, what I get people to do when you're knitting things is that you go from your super chunky down to chunky, then you go down to your iron, and then you go down to double knit. So you're making a big leap.
Yep.
However, I have seen you knitting with 4-ply in a dark colour, and you actually managed really well. And you did also do a little bit of a test in a double knit, I think, on 4mm. So I'm pretty confident that you can do it.
I think the thing being a beginner knitter is once you get your technique going, that's all very well, but it's then finding a rhythm, and that's what I wanted to kind of talk to you or another knitter about. How do you get that? So you're constantly, let's get this right, you're constantly kind of pushing your knitting up your needle, and then keeping the tension. I keep the tension by holding it between my fingers. I'm now pulling. Oh, I'm out of scope, out of thing there. So I'm trying to create tension, and I'm pushing up the needle all the time. So I tend to again do, what's my next? Am I doing a knit stitch here?
Yeah.
A continental style knit stitch. So I'm picking, and then it's a bit loose at the end. It's always so loose.
Edge stitches are really
here.
Some people slip the first stitch to get that, but we're sewing it up, so you're going to, that edge stitch is going to disappear into the seam anyway.
Right, so here's the thing, right? So I did 2 stitches there, and then you're kind of pushing your knitting up the needle again and adjusting, and that kind of constant adjustment, it's fine, it's nice, but I can imagine that's where a lot of the time goes. And when I'm seeing expert knitters on Instagram and socials, there is this kind of vibe, clickety clack, this kind of speed, and there must be a breakdown of how to get that speed.
Well, I have to say, I still also push. I got something here, but I still kind of push. But I push a lot of stitches over on my needle, so I have them kind of bunched up.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I have more stitches, so I can get into the rhythm. But I still need to kind of move the stitches along.
The second thing I wanted to talk about is beginners. Look at this again. It's not very good. Can you pull away the bottom one for me?
Yeah.
Right. So maybe a bit easier to see. And can we come in? Oops. I don't know if it's too dark, but there's quite a gap now here. This, can you see it? So it feels like maybe that's just because we've got a chunky yarn on chunky needles, but it feels like there's a bit of a gap there.
Well, that is just because the stitches are so big.
They're just big stitches.
Yeah.
So I'm quite enjoying it. I can get into a rhythm now, but yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see the double knit and see what progress we can make in what time. And I think we're going to have to do there's a lot of technique here. It's been really useful to learn, like the decreasing. We'll maybe do videos in that, and then stitching up. So you talked about, but then we had this kind of big argument about doing knitting it in a panel. Where is it gone? So, because that to me is somebody who doesn't really know fashion, but I've seen pictures of tailoring and pictures of fashion. Then fabric is cut into panels and then stitched together.
Yeah.
And it made sense that you would knit your fabric and then you've got a panel and stitch it together. But you talked about knitting top down.
Yeah.
What's knitting top down?
Top down is, well, you can do it in many different ways. You could cast on, so you cast on your shoulder seams and then knit the back panel down. So this
top's knitted in the round, top down?
Yeah, this is with a yoke, so it's different types of kind of
What's a yoke mean?
A yoke is the kind of, you can see this goes round, so this is decreased kind of regularly all over. Where your type of, like, let's say a slipover, you would actually be knitting the back.
So what's this pattern? This is a one ball of Noro. What's the pattern?
That was the ranunculus.
The homunculus? Do you have the pattern here?
It's on Ravelry.
Oh, we talked about it last time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And we showed in the last video.
Yeah.
And this is one ball of Noro.
Yeah.
Noro, this big chunky ball. And in one ball of this, you did that.
Yeah, and last time we didn't have this colourway in.
Yeah.
But now we do actually have it.
And I think it's also quite good. You could wear this in summer because it's a wee bit of skin showing.
It's silk and it's silk and wool, so and
you can tell it's quite light.
Well, it's silk and wool and polyamide.
I mean, I think you could even wear that in the evening on a hot day.
Yeah.
Because it actually keeps that slight, give you a bit of warmth when the temperature drops, but you're still needing the air around it. And you can wear a wee slip over to keep, so you're not showing too much skin. Yeah. Or you can show skin, like our daughter said to me.
I was just about.
Our young, very beautiful daughter, who doesn't understand why she has to wear bras and why can't she be topless, just because men can't handle it. So there you go. That's maybe a debate for another day.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it's interesting. She's got a point, but yeah. So these are all these patterns knitted top down. This is Petite Knit. We're a big fan of Petite Knit, and
yeah, these ones.
These are all top down.
Yeah, there's a men's ones I got in.
But the point is, they are top down. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So you're talking about doing. So the famous one of the most famous ones is biggest sellers, is the Ankers Sweater. Let's switch to the top camera.
Yeah, let's see.
Oops, there's two of us. Right, so this is Ankers Sweater. Simply, Anker is her son's name.
My size.
My size.
She actually designed the children's one first.
So there's different, but Ankers Sweaters is her son's name, and there's the little boys or girls, or it's completely unisex.
Yeah.
There's the little jumper. The point being that all these jumpers are knitted top down.
Yeah, and obviously the characteristics is this ribbed yoke. So again, this is a yoke, so the increases are sitting in these ridges in between.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do the KAL with.
So you're planning to do a knit along.
Yeah.
Live.
Yes.
Every Friday night for 4 weeks.
Yeah, we need to get the wine over here, I think.
Get a glass of wine happening, or a nice cup of tea, whatever you like, and a nice Friday night chat, and let's go through how to knit top-down Ankers Sweater.
Yeah.
But there's different options with Ankers Sweater.
Yeah, so you can...
Will we switch to the
yeah, you can probably switch
so it's on our website right now. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Oops. There we go. So this is... I'm going to change to the front page. We're on the front page of our website right now. We've got this spring knit along. And then if you click into it, you have different options. Our big heads are in the way.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can change that. There's smaller heads. Look, wow.
So we do have kind of different options, and you'll get the pattern as a PDF.
So hold on, let's go through it. So the Ankers Sweater is my size, or that's the boys one, or the kids one.
The Ankers Sweater is the kids one. It's the kid one there.
Yep.
So this is the baby version.
Yeah.
Then we have
boyfriend size.
Yeah, we got my size, which is the ladies one, and then we also got the summer tee, or summer shirt, which is this one. I don't know if that you. Well, we can show that in
Let's
a
just
minute.
stay here. So
Yeah.
we've got 4 different options.
We've actually got 5.
5 different options. We've got Petite Knit Anker Sweaters, the kids one.
Yeah.
We've got my size,
Yeah.
which is
The
a
ladies.
lady's size. My boyfriend size for men.
Yeah.
And then we've got the summer shirt. But also you don't have to have the pattern. You could just join the KAL. And it costs £30, and that seems quite a lot, but actually the £30 is just gives you a voucher
Yeah. So
to
you
spend in the shop.
Yeah.
Spend online.
so you can purchase the yarn.
So if I buy one of these, £36, I get a pattern for £6, which is a
Yeah.
PDF,
Yeah.
and I get yarn to the value of £30.
No, you get a voucher, a £30 voucher, so you can go in and purchase.
I get a
yarn.
voucher.
You get a voucher.
So Yvonne, who's our lovely online guru, has done this for us, which is a description of what's happening. So it starts on 26th of April.
Yeah.
And there's all the description of it, which we can talk about more later on. And we've got some yarn suggestions. So you've got some different yarn types which you're going to use.
Yeah.
So people can choose what yarn they want.
Yeah. And we'll do a separate video where we're kind of going through all the different options of yarn choice and what. So we give you just a little bit more information about the yarn.
I think that's a good idea. So that's I quite like the KAL idea. So.
Yeah, so just quickly showing you. So this is the Ankers summer shirt.
So it's short sleeved.
Yeah.
And it's in a nice.
It's a nice cotton and wool mix.
Is it Rowan cotton?
Yes. And it's a fabulous deal as well.
Why is it
It's
cheaper?
half. Yeah, the yarn is half price
Oh, okay.
at
Right.
the moment.
But the KAL idea, let's talk about this because you're doing something else. Because
Yes.
that's a petite knit this pattern.
Yeah. So that one.
But you're going to do your own pattern later after
Yeah.
we've done the first KAL.
Yeah. So the next KAL will be the one after the Anker sweater would be a KAL, and it would be like a kind of a mini course in different techniques. So I have got to basically week 3 just now in my. Do you want to?
Oops, I've broken everything there.
Yeah. So this is a KAL. So in the first week we'll kind of cast on and do a rib and a cable. Then you'll go in and do like some colour work.
What's going on here?
So this one here is kind of more like mosaic knitting. So you're actually knitting each colour kind of separately. So you're not working with more than one colour at the same time.
So hold on, you've got
It
a
looks-
rib and a cable,
Yes.
which is quite nice. I think you can see that.
Yeah, so
Then-
it's
then-
kind of a twisted rib. Can you see that rib there?
Yeah,
It's looking like
twisted rib.
it almost looked like a wee braid.
There's a twisted rib and that's a cable.
Yeah.
And then you've got a next band is your colour work.
Yeah, and that is a specific technique, kind of mosaic.
Mosaic,
Yeah, but it looks like stranded colour work.
but it's not. It's
It's
mosaic.
not.
And then your next one is what's
It's
that?
a bit more kind of lace. So these
It's
ones
kinda
are kind of the waves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And then you're going to do another couple of.
There will be enough, so it will be quite a long KAL. So you can actually, so if you need it in the winter, you can kind of
Have a hoodie.
Yeah.
Hood thing.
So if it's
So this is the next KAL, and it's to
And
talk
that's-
you through different techniques.
yeah, it's to teach people different techniques.
And you're going to create a product online that's a kit,
yeah.
and you get the same kind of deal. You can follow along, and we'll give you the whole kit,
Yeah, so there will be a kit option.
or you can just follow along
Yeah.
if you want.
No, you have to. Well, you have to buy.
You have to.
You have to get.
Or it's trouble.
Well, it won't. There won't. Unfortunately, won't be a free version. But the KAL is free. But we do kind of ask you to buy some yarn from
And
us.
it's a bit complicated. This what's happening. Right. Okay. So I like it. So there's a KAL, and you've got a little stitch marker here, and you've got these 4mm needles.
Yeah.
And you've got different techniques. So that's the second KAL.
Yeah.
But the first KAL is going to be coming up 26th of April,
Yeah.
and it's going to be Ankers Sweater.
Yeah.
And it's again the point being top down,
Yeah.
decrease cowl,
Yeah.
or an increase cowl, a decrease cowl.
What do you mean? It's in when you're knitting top down, you're mainly increasing.
Well, there you go. You can talk about this in the cowl, and we'll talk through the pattern as well, because there's lots of kind of abbreviations in this pattern, which I'm a bit.
We will not be telling people all the details of the pattern. you will need the pattern. So whether you got it already or you want to purchase it from Ravelry yourself, we have that option that I already have Ankers pattern and would like to join the KAL. So it's £30 and you get the £30 voucher. So technically the KAL itself is free.
Cool. Okay, let's leave it there. That's been really useful. And let's we'll see you next time. Oops,
Yeah.
2 of us again. So we'll see you next time, and we'll talk more about the KAL, I think, and we'll talk more about hopefully we'll get my sweater finished.
Yeah, your slipover. I would really like you to get past that V-neck next time.
Great. Bye.
Bye.